Hi, in this video I'm going to briefly show you how to bypass geo-restrictions or geo-blocks using a VPN. Now, if you're interested in digital freedom, a VPN is pretty much essential nowadays. You don't have to live in a country that blocks access or monitors or does nasty things all the time. All of us are subject to restrictions, blocks and snooping and surveillance. And geo-restrictions or geo-blocking is a particularly prevalent technology at the moment, and it limits what content you can access simply based on your location. So if you're in America, you can just watch American stuff. You can't watch French stuff or Spanish stuff or whatever, and British stuff. And it all works by detecting your IP address. And virtual private networks, or VPNs as they're known, provide a solution. They create some secure connections that hide your true location and encrypt your traffic. So, how VPNs bypass geo-restrictions. Now, you've all probably been to a site or a YouTube video and it says it's not available in this location. A VPN creates a virtual private network tunnel between you and a VPN server. And that VPN server allows you to hide your real address from websites because your connection appears to come from a different location. As long as the VPN server has access to servers all over the world, you can effectively control your connection completely. Plus, encryption does prevent anybody snooping on what you're doing, what you're seeing, or what you're transmitting online. So let's just have a quick look at geo-restrictions here. This is an example of one. So if you go to the BBC iPlayer site and try and stream Doctor Who or any other program, you'll get this message. Sorry, BBC iPlayer isn't available in your location. This is a BBC, it's a UK only site. Now, I could have just as well gone to an American site or a Australian or French or German or whatever. Generally they're limited restrictions to domestic market. So this is ITVX, another free, brilliant TV site. BBC iPlayer and ITVX are free, but they're blocked if you're outside the UK. This is what happens on ITVX. If you're outside the UK, you don't really get an explanation. You'll get an error code. It's usually 01-01 or 10-01, but this is basically because your IP address, you're not in the UK. So, what can we do about it? Well, a VPN can solve it, but you've got to choose the right VPN. There are important things to remember here. Now, basically the technology is that you, to bypass the geo-restriction, you need a server in a specific country. But you should also remember, if you're going to stream video on it, there's no point using a really slow VPN server because you won't be able to watch anything. So remember that. Speed and bandwidth are important. To watch HD content, for instance, requires at least 25 megabits a second. Your server network, find a VPN service that have servers in the country you need. That's important, the country you need. The top providers like NordVPN, which is the one I use, and you can see a discount link in the description below to their latest discounts. They've got something like 3,000 servers in 60 plus countries, but whatever one you use, make sure they've got the countries you need. Compatibility. It's all these services who block access don't like VPNs. And some VPNs will work better with things like Netflix or BBC iPlayer or different sites. So it's worth checking with the VPN service whether the site is supported. For instance, I use NordVPN because I use BBC iPlayer the most. But if you're looking at a different site, another VPN service might be better. Look for the security features. Ensure your VPN has a kill switch. That's basically, if your VPN connection drops, it stops all your internet connection, so you don't end up browsing without using a VPN. Okay, let me just show you how to fix this geo-block. So you've heard me mention NordVPN. Other VPN services are available. I'm going to show you the NordVPN, because this is what I've used for nearly 20 years now. Amongst others, but I do tend to use NordVPN the most. Here it is. Here's a basically the client software that sits in my taskbar. The app, you can install the app on your smartphone, looks very similar to this. Basically, it has a big world map of all the VPN servers that are available, and you can connect directly to any of them. I'm watching BBC iPlayer, so I have there's a few NordVPN UK servers that work better with BBC iPlayer, so I'm going to use one of them. It's here, but you could just click on UK or Africa or South America, wherever you need it, but I'm just going to demonstrate here now. So I'm going to click on one of my favorites, UK servers that works well with UK sites. So remember, as soon as I've connected to a UK VPN, I will now have a UK IP address, and UK geo-restrictions won't apply to me anymore while this VPN is connected. So let's just go back to BBC iPlayer. So we've got, sorry, BBC iPlayer isn't available in your location. Let's just refresh the page there, and you can see that message disappears. Let's just show you that it will start streaming. Of course, now it's looking at the NordVPN UK server and UK IP address, and you can see it works perfectly. Okay, so there's the trailer there. BBC iPlayer doesn't have adverts, but it does have trailers. BBC iPlayer, anybody in the world can use it with a VPN. So you can be in Australia or Africa or South America. You can use it with a VPN. They do say you've got to have a TV license, and they do ask you for a TV license, but you can't buy one outside the UK. So just say yes if they ask you. Let me just show you ITVX there. Okay, and that was blocked before. Let me just now see if I can watch it. Black Lightning. ITVX is also free. It is supported by adverts though, so you will get some adverts. You can upgrade, but hopefully now you can see it's streaming. It's going to stream Black Lightning. Well, a couple of adverts first, and then it'll stream Black Lightning, but we're not getting the error message anymore. Let's just stop that and close these, and you can see we basically bypassed all the geo blocks. So just to summarize, you choose and install a VPN, pick a reputable provider, download and install either their app or their software, choose a server, open the VPN app, select a UK server. If you're using NordVPN and you want BBC iPlayer or something like that, use one of their servers that are specially set up for that. Ask your provider if there is anything with them. Hit the connect button, wait till your VPN is connected, and then just go to the content and pretend you are in the UK. So BBC iPlayer, you can go and register an account and sign up with a free account with ITVX, and then watch it as you are. As soon as you disconnect the VPN, it will stop working, but as you can see, it's very simple to do. Legal and ethical considerations. People get worried about this sort of stuff. VPNs are legal in 99% of countries. Some nations do restrict them. You'll probably know if you're in one of these places, so double check and make sure you know what risks you're taking. In terms of service, most streaming platforms don't want you to use VPNs, so they will try and block them. It doesn't happen much more than that. I've never heard of anybody's account being deleted. Remember, people use VPNs for work and security all the time. You might find your VPN, lots of VPNs are blocked by BBC iPlayer, for instance, so you'll just find it won't work when you're connected. Ethical use, don't use VPNs to sort of bypass paying for things and unethical odds. Most of the restrictions are due to copyright law, so bear that in mind. Privacy impact, be careful. There are free VPNs. Most of them, I can assure you, don't work with all the big streaming sites, so don't waste your time with those. Try them out if you want, but be very careful. They often steal and sell your data, install malware or adware on your computers. It's not worth it. You're best doing without a VPN than a free one. Okay, right, thanks for watching. That's all for now, and that was how you can bypass geo restrictions using a VPN service. Okay, bye.